Well, 2022 saw the reopening of comedy clubs across the nation, and we were really lucky to have some hilarious stars chat with us before their Comedy Works gigs. Here are some of our favorite moments.
Comedy Works, I don't think Denver realizes what they have in the Comedy Works downtown club specifically. You have, it is designed perfectly to be a comedy club. It is low ceilings, it is underground, so it feels naughty, and that's what comedy should feel like. It should feel like you're seeing something you shouldn't be seeing, and especially nowadays where you're hearing words that maybe you shouldn't be hearing. It's low ceilings, so the sound is really great, the laughter rolls, and then everyone's facing forward in that club. No one's, because sometimes people go to a comedy club and they're like dinner tables, but they're on the side. So they're like eating their dinner like this, and they're like, oh yeah, good point. Back to my mozzarella sticks. Out here, there was a bunch of dwarves that were protesting the movie because they announced they're making a live action one. They're like how they did The Lion King and all those live actions. Now they're doing one for Snow White, and a lot of dwarves are very mad about that. So they had a big protest out here in Hollywood. This is like a few weeks ago. They walked out in the middle of Sunset Boulevard, stopped traffic. We lost a lot of good men that day. We lost a lot of good dwarves. It was brutal. I don't really care about the word midget. To me, it almost sounds fancy. It sounds French, like, oh, I'm a midget, you know. And it's it's like pinky up. And then you're supposed to say dwarf or little person. Little person to me sounds a little condescending because it's just like, you're a little person. You're like a person, but you're little. And like little person just seems like you're a very short person. It doesn't seem like there's anything quite different about you. And then you're supposed to say dwarf, and we already covered Snow White. Like, you hear dwarf, you think I'm just gonna walk in with a battle axe and I'm gonna be singing and I'm gonna have diamonds in my eyes.
Yeah, start whistling while you work, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm not sure on the proper terminology. Don't ask me. I'm not an official representative. I haven't been to the dwarf meetings in a long time.
Me, along with a ton of other people that I've spoken to, devoured the Kaminsky method. So we were all very surprised to see you looking, not quite yourself. Don't get me wrong, not bad at all, but different. So tell us about your role as Martin. I disagree. I think you look fantastic.
You're very kind. You know, the great thing, they said we're going to age you up a little, and the producer said we're going to give you padding. I said I have padding. They go, we're going to double, and they said we're going to make you bald. I said, well, that's coming. Just wait. And then their genius idea said, we're going to give you a little ponytail. I said, well, that's genius. The mixed results and the responses I got from friends and loved ones were, wow, what a great job they did. Or alternatively, oh, he's let himself go. The worst was when I would hear friends who said other friends didn't even have the nerve to call me. They would call them and go, is that how Paul looks now? Did we miss a meeting? We saw him last year. He didn't look that bad. I've gotten to work with so many of my idols, people that I grew up idolizing, Mel Brooks and Carol Burnett and Neil Simon, Peter Falk. These were specifically people that meant the world to me. And when I got to work with each of them, I was struck with something they all had in common, which was they never stopped trying to make things better. That they always, there's a reason that they got to the top of their game. They were hugely talented, but also they never sit back and go, yeah, that's fine. No, they're going to up to showtime and beyond. They're going to try and make it better. They're going to call you in the middle of the night and say, I know how to fix that joke. It's like, that's been so inspiring to me. And that was the gist of that book. And that's what if anything I share with people is with young comics or young writers, is like, it's never over. You never have it. You never get it, which is part of why stand-up is so fun, because it's not done. Tomorrow is another chance, and you get to play with it, and you're always discovering new things.
You call yourself an ambassador of joy. What's that about?
I like to travel the world and bring joy to the masses through laughs and giggles. I'm just here to add value to people's lives.
I love that.
Through humor.
And we all need that, right?
Yeah. I think I'm adding value to your life right now.
You totally are adding value to my life. I know. I mean, you just saw our director Moss get that flu shot. How are you with shots?
You know, great question. I love how a small talk question can bring up the most divisive topic in America. I had no idea what I wanted to do after college, and I would occasionally crack jokes in class, and occasionally the class would laugh. And one time at a party, a fraternity guy said, "Joe, you're the reason I get up at 8 and go to British romanticism." So I was like, all right, I have a calling. A lot of people after the show tell me that I have a very soothing stage presence. They'll be like, wow, I almost fell asleep. And which, you know, is really nice, you know, but it is unfortunate because I am going full throttle. This is all of my energy coming at you.
Okay.
So I just don't know how to I don't know how to show more. But yeah, to warm up, yeah, it's like she said, I just kind of walk out there like I accidentally took the stage, and
okay. And
we go on a joyride.
And here is my realistic New Year's resolution. I'm just trying to light more candles in my house. That's it. I just like lighting candles in my house. They smell great. You know, it kind of covers up the fact that we have a 2-year-old who is not potty trained, and the house sometimes smells like something alternative. So you know, my New Year's resolution is that I light more candles in the house.
It's a good time. Make it a point to see a live comedy show in the new year. For tickets and more, go to comedyworks.com. You can find our full interviews with so many comics on the Colorado and Company YouTube page. Make sure to check that out.